Have you ever felt invisible? Like your efforts are going unnoticed or worse, unappreciated? In our hyper-competitive world where everyone is vying for recognition, it's easy to feel overlooked or undervalued. It's disheartening, demotivating, and can leave us questioning our purpose. But what if I told you that true fulfillment comes not from external validation but from within? Today we're diving deep into a topic that strikes at the core of human emotions. When others don't appreciate you. What then? Stay tuned. In this video, we're pulling wisdom from the Stoics who time and time again rose above societal pressures and personal adversities. Whether you're facing a colleague taking credit for your work, a friend showing indifference to your help, or even family overlooking your sacrifices, this guide is for you. We'll walk through 5 empowering steps inspired by Stoic philosophy to help you navigate these situations with grace and resilience. By the end of this episode, you'll learn how to protect your self-respect, maintain inner peace, and continue contributing to the world without the need for external appreciation. Let's embark on this transformative journey together. Step number 1. Remember Marcus Aurelius's quote, "What others think is their business." This timeless wisdom from one of history's most revered Stoics is our guiding light in this situation. But let's face it, living by this principle is easier said than done. It's deeply ingrained in our nature to care about what others think. After all, our social fabric is woven with threads of acceptance, belonging, and respect from others. But as Marcus Aurelius so eloquently put it, the opinions of others are not our concern. They are, as he stated, the business of the other person. When you internalize this idea, a monumental shift occurs in how you perceive yourself and your purpose. You begin to understand that your worth is not determined by the applause of the crowd. Instead, it's anchored by your own self-respect and adherence to virtue. This principle is particularly potent when you're facing situations where appreciation seems amiss. When colleagues take credit for your work, when friends fail to acknowledge your support, or when family overlooks your sacrifices, remember, their actions and opinions are their business, not yours. It's a powerful way to regain control over your emotional landscape. By focusing on what you truly value, you liberate yourself from the shackles of external expectations. So when others don't appreciate you, let this Stoic wisdom be your North Star, guiding you back to your own moral compass. Step number 2. Define your own worth. Don't outsource value. In today's world, it's tempting to outsource our sense of self-worth. We often look to external factors like social media validation, material possessions, or professional achievements to define us. However, this practice leaves us vulnerable to the whims of external circumstances. When those circumstances change, so does our perceived value. Enter Stoic philosophy, which posits that our worth is inherent and doesn't rely on external factors. This perspective is beautifully captured in the words of Theodore Roosevelt, "Comparison is the thief of joy." By constantly comparing ourselves to others or worse, basing our self-worth on their actions, we rob ourselves of the joy that comes from living authentically. To truly value ourselves, we must first recognize that our worth is not dependent on external factors. It's an intrinsic quality that stems from our character, our actions, and our contributions. Ask yourself, what do I bring to the table regardless of whether it's recognized by others? This realization is the cornerstone of building a strong sense of self-worth that isn't swayed by the actions of others. It's about recognizing and appreciating your unique skills, talents, and the value you bring to the world, even when those contributions aren't immediately acknowledged. Step number 3. Don't retaliate, elevate. When faced with disrespect or unappreciation, our natural instinct might be to retaliate, to mirror the behavior we're subjected to, or to defend ourselves against perceived attacks. However, the Stoics offer a different path, one that leads to personal growth and self-mastery. Seneca, one of the great Stoics, once said, "He who is slow to anger has great strength, for it is a sort of superpower to ignore an insult." By choosing not to retaliate, we don't condone or reciprocate the negative behavior. Instead, we elevate ourselves above it. It's not about suppressing our emotions, but rather about controlling how we respond. It's about recognizing that reacting in kind will only escalate the situation, and potentially drag us into a cycle of negativity. When someone shows disrespect or fails to appreciate our efforts, we have a choice. We can either stoop to their level and mirror their behavior, or we can choose to remain grounded in our values. The latter, though more challenging, is the path that leads to personal growth and self-respect. It allows us to maintain our integrity and prevents us from being consumed by the negativity of others. So when you find yourself in a situation where appreciation seems lost, remember Seneca's words: don't retaliate, elevate. Stay grounded in your values and resist the urge to mirror the negative behavior of others. Step number 4, focus on contribution, not recognition. Our society often champions individual achievements and public recognition. From a young age, we're taught that if we work hard, excel academically, or succeed professionally, we will be rewarded with praise and acknowledgement. But what happens when the recognition we anticipate doesn't materialize? Disappointment, disillusionment, and a sense of injustice often follow. This is where the Stoic perspective offers a guiding light. Instead of fixating on recognition, they encourage us to concentrate on what we contribute: our actions, our efforts, and our adherence to virtue. Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, wisely noted, "It's not what you thought, but what you do that matters." This perspective shift is crucial when dealing with unappreciation. It reminds us that the value of our actions isn't contingent on external validation. When we focus on contribution, we move away from the need for recognition, which is often beyond our control. It's a subtle yet powerful distinction. By concentrating on what we can control, our actions and effort, we free ourselves from the burden of expectations. We become less susceptible to the disappointment that arises when recognition doesn't align with our efforts. So when you find yourself in a situation where your contributions aren't appreciated, remember Epictetus's words. Shift your focus from recognition to contribution. Let your actions speak louder than the absence of acknowledgement. Step number 5, withdraw from toxic circles, invest in growth. Sometimes when we pour our hearts and souls into relationships, be they friendships, partnerships, or family ties, it can be disheartening when our efforts aren't reciprocated. In such moments, it's essential to heed the Stoic call for discernment and self-preservation. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic sage, once said, "He who is not with me is against me." While this might sound stark, it underscores the importance of choosing our circles wisely. It's not about fostering a spirit of division, but about recognizing that our energy and attention are precious resources that shouldn't be squandered on relationships that are one-sided or toxic. When we invest our time and emotions into relationships that don't value or appreciate us, we diminish our own sense of self-worth. We essentially communicate to ourselves that our efforts are expendable and our feelings are secondary. However, the antidote to this lies in the Stoic principle of self-preservation. It's a reminder that we have a duty to ourselves to safeguard our emotional and mental well-being. This might mean reevaluating relationships that no longer serve as sources of mutual support and value. It could also involve distancing ourselves from situations that consistently leave us feeling unseen or undervalued. Such choices, while sometimes difficult, are acts of self-love and respect. They allow us to reallocate our energy towards nurturing relationships that are more harmonious and fulfilling. Moreover, it's not about withdrawing completely, but about investing that energy in personal growth and self-development. When we focus on becoming the best versions of ourselves, we naturally attract relationships that are more supportive and appreciative when others don't appreciate you. In the tapestry of life, there are moments when our contributions go unnoticed, our sacrifices unacknowledged. It's in these moments that the Stoic philosophy serves as a beacon guiding us through the complexities of human emotions. Remember Marcus Aurelius's words, "What others think is their business." Define your own worth. Don't let it be determined by external factors. When faced with disrespect, choose not to retaliate, but to elevate yourself by remaining composed. Concentrate on your contribution, not on recognition. And when necessary, withdraw from toxic circles, investing that energy in your personal growth. Throughout history, the Stoics have shown us that true strength lies not in seeking external validation, but in cultivating inner peace and self-respect. Appreciation from others may be fleeting, but self-respect is eternal. If you found this advice helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Until next time.